You want something better?
Budget for your gadget.
Of course, a good budget. If you guys are looking to add to your guys' setup, to add a new piece of tech, or if you guys are just curious about what's been going on in the tech sphere, well, budget-free gadget might be perfect for you, okay? The thing is, every week, we look at a brand new gadget. Sometimes it's an electric fan, sometimes it's a printer, but most of the time, we bring you guys some machines, some laptops that you guys might need. Because I'd say laptops are almost very essential in the modern day to do anything. It doesn't even need to be work. It doesn't even need to be school. To do anything that you can't do on a phone, for example, like bigger viewing of movies, for example, or just general better scrolling of social media, better handling of social media, better searching, laptops are essential. So we've got a brand new laptop to give you guys today, and it's mainly an Asus laptop. It's mainly the Asus ExpertBook B1. ExpertBook it is indeed, because you would look like an expert carrying this bad boy around. If you guys are tuning in over on our live stream, over on twitch.tv/Magic899TV, or over on our TikTok live stream at Magic899, or over on Facebook at Magic899 as well, you guys are seeing this beautiful laptop called the Asus ExpertBook B1. From the get-go, when I opened this thing, I really love the design. I really like it when laptops decide to have a sleek design, and the way they place the logo, the way the texture of everything feels. It's not really a glossy finish. It's more of it's like a matte finish that I really like. It's a textured matte finish that I will say looks clean. It looks very clean, and I'm carrying this. I'm capable of carrying this with one hand, and it's very light. So if I can already see this being perfect for people who travel, who go outside a lot, or maybe they have to work in cafes left and right. Maybe they go to school and then work, and people who need their laptop on the go, this is a good pick. And it's got a relatively good screen. It's more on the petite side of laptops. Has a smaller screen compared to the ones we usually look at. But I don't think that's a downside, because the colors are still very, very crisp for this bad boy, okay? From the get-go, I looked at the ports that this thing has, okay? And I will say, for stationary and on-the-go purposes, this is a really good laptop. It's got two Type-C ports over on the side, a USB port. I'm just happy that Type-C is getting more recognition. A USB port here as well. We have an HDMI port, an audio jack port, and additional a LAN port. A LAN port, ladies and gents, which is something we don't see a lot in laptops, because a LAN port is very big, but then people don't recognize how necessary that is. For example, if you need fast internet connection for example, your gaming. For example, maybe you need to watch a live stream and you don't want it to be cut, then a LAN wired connection is always really nice, because you get direct connectivity to the internet, which is really good, I will say. So a lot of people, they look at this laptop, they see it in the more casual side. I would say so. For someone who needs to do work on the go, it is more on the casual side, but this thing doesn't slack off when it comes to specs. Let's look at the insides of this thing. We've been looking at the outside of this thing for a while. Let's look at the inside, okay? What this has for our processor, we have an Intel Core i3 13th gen. Even though it's an i3, I will tell you it's on the latest generation of processors. So it's still really, really strong. DDR5 RAM, it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm just happy that laptops now have a standard of 8 gigabytes. There's still laptops out there with 4 gigabytes, and with the amount of work that people do for multitasking, with the amount of multiple tabs that need to be opened, amount of multiple applications that need to be opened to get stuff done sometimes, I will say 8 gigabytes of RAM will make it buttery smooth. So don't worry about a thing, and I'm sure it won't stutter at all. The display is 14 inches, full HD display. That's why the colors were so beautiful. And it's 14 inches, and it already has Windows 11 Pro built in. That's really nice. And for storage, it's got SSD as well. So when it comes to moving files, multiple files on the go, for example, you're someone who does creative work, or you just have the tendency to move files from device to device, then SSD will make sure that when it comes to moving files, it's all digital and it all happens really, really quickly. Like I said, I really see this for someone who's on the go a lot, a student that needs to go to handle their work on school, handle their backlogs, and then immediately go to maybe their internship and then immediately have to work, because this is a good working laptop. A good laptop that will get the job done while still having a decent amount of power. As I'm looking at the specs, I'd say casual to mid-level gaming is still possible for a bad boy like this. So I'd say you'll still be able to play Minecraft on medium settings. League of Legends should work properly. Valorant should work properly. Just tweak the settings a bit and you should be good. And this is a really, really decent laptop if you're starting off. For example, it's your first laptop maybe, or you'll have a computer at home and you just want an additional device, then this might be a good pick for you. And it's really easy to bring. It's so small. For those who don't know, it's 14 inches and it's really light. So it would fit. You don't even need a laptop bag for this. I can imagine you could fit it in your regular bag that you would bring on a daily basis. You could probably fit it in there. Apart from that, it really differs quite a bit in the market because it already comes with Windows 11 Pro. So when in its processor, in its OS, in its operating system, it already has Pro built in, which is something that usually you don't get to download immediately. You'll mainly get the base Windows 11. Windows 11 Pro does give a lot of benefits, like, for example, better encryption for your files, a better layout, better features, so a lot more that you'll be able to see, like a sandbox feature. I didn't even know Windows 11 had that. But if you're someone who prioritizes, let's say, the safety of your files, for example, and want to have the latest OS and the best edition of the latest OS, then this laptop comes with it. So not only do we have a good laptop, but we also have good software setup for you guys, okay? Apart from that, I've been glazing this bad boy. I've been looking at this thing. I've been looking at all the specs from inside and out. One of the biggest things in Budget for Your Gadget is, of course, whether it fits your budget. Wacky, how much is this thing? I want to get it. I want to add it to my setup. How much is it? Well, if you guys get it right now over at asianic.com.ph, you guys can get it for 34,995 pesos. Again, that's 34,995 pesos for the Asus ExpertBook B1. But given that it's Budget for Your Gadget, we got to sprinkle in a good deal here and there, okay? So for those who choose to pay with cash, you guys can get a freebie with this laptop. You guys can get a free Brother DCP T4 all-in-one printer. So you would get a laptop like this for 34,000. Coming with it, you already have a printer. So I think you're all set when it comes to all of the office work that you would need to do or the schoolwork you need to do. So if you guys want to avail this deal, if you choose to pay via cash, you can get a free Brother DCP all-in-one printer. I'd say that's a good deal. I'd say that's an incredible deal. So if you're someone who wants these two new pieces of tech, this is the perfect thing to get. Just go to Asianic or any Asianic branch or maybe their website, asianic.com.ph. Look for the Asus ExpertBook B1 and tell them your boy Wacky sent you, okay? But that was it for Budget for Your Gadget. For those who are here, thank you guys so much for joining in. And thank you so much to our friends over at asianic.com.ph for giving us another gadget to look at. Next week, we'll be having another one. But for today, thank you guys so much for joining me for another edition of
Budget for Your Gadget.
At Asianic, better people, better service, better deals. You may visit our branches, flash on the screen.